SMA Watts here, and once again, we are not playing some Tribal Apocalypse. We're commenting on it. This is the two undefeateds, well, two of the three undefeateds playing off in round 4. Mia Hitler and Mavis, or M. Forvis. Guessing it's Mavis. I don't actually know what they're playing, so it looks like we have rats again, though Drainpipe Vermin. Versus, the Dreadnought of Elves. So, I feel like Elves has to be the favorite in this matchup, though Elves is probably fairly susceptible to the rack. I'm guessing we're looking at like an 8 rack rats. Rack and rats. Alright, Priest of Titania. Wirewood Symbiote. So this is going to be the crucial turn for Mavis here. If he can wreck Mia Hitler's hand, I think he's got a pretty good shot. But if he's playing something like Chittering Rats that doesn't directly impact, doesn't deny him an actual resource, he may be in trouble. Yeah, the problem with a 8 rack style deck in this format is that you just don't have the ability to move. Yeah, I think thinking the Elves are going to make it to the home stretch here. Mystic. Oh, Ranger. Wow. So Archdruid. Alright, so he doesn't have the win on the board. Like, he has to actually draw into it. But he has a lot of mana. He hit something. Another Archdruid. Well, not an immediate win, but he's representing. What is that? 3, 6, 9. He is representing a very formidable attack force next turn. And by virtue of he also blanks his opponent's discard effects. And has a ton of mana. I would also assume that it's a good chance that we're going to see the Wirewood Symbiote bounce the. Okay. Interesting. So I'm guessing we're going to see the Wirewood Symbiote bounce the Visionary during the discard step. Yep. Because it prevents 1 more damage and gives him the ability to draw 3 cards this turn to try and find a combo win. Well, 3 cards to hit an ability to get more cards. And there's the Umbra Mantle, so that is game. This makes all of his mana elves infinitely big and swings in for infinite damage. So Mavis looks like he's gonna force him to actually do it. Not that it's terribly hard with this many elves on the board. You just have to get 3 of them to 21 21s. I mean, he even moves for free. Plus, he's got the Wirewood Symbiote to bounce an elf should his opponent have some random card that would cause him to, like kill target creature, lose life equal to its. Alright, so that's good enough for Mavis. Let's. Oh, Remelios is still waiting. And they're back. So. Okay, turn one. Gnat Miser. Alright, well. I mean, potentially it's a turn one. Just, against some decks it's going to be turn one, force them to discard a card. Alright. Yeah, this seems a little bit like a mismatch here. Oh. Though the elf stuttering on turn 2 is not good for them. Chittering Rat, yeah. I mean, you generally want to. Generally, the elves want to be, playing as many as 2 or 3 creatures on turn 2. Though not attacking in, I think, may have been a mistake. So we have a bit more of a game going on here now. Alright, Victim of the Night. Followed by another Victim of the Night. Followed by a Relentless Rat. Discarded the Umbra Mantle. Kind of wondering what Mia Hitler kept. Because it seems like a really, really suboptimal hand. Alright, so he's got, I'm guessing, another Archdruid. Green Suns for 2. What do you get for 2? Priest. Okay, that makes sense. Play land. Umbra Mantle. So it sort of just threatens that if he has another elf, you really need to make him discard. I think that's the key play here. That's interesting. Why not attack with Ravenous Rats? I mean, technically speaking, Ravenous Rats has less board impact at this point than Gnat Miser. Not that Gnat Miser is actually doing anything, but it theoretically has an effect. Alright, so he wasn't holding the elf for the win. Did he drew another forest? And so interestingly, that doesn't really push him too far out. I mean, he can basically make them both 5. Let's see. They make 2 mana. So basically 1 mana pumps them. I'll make like a 6/6 and an 8/8 and attack. Seems reasonable. Uh, the real play mistake was attacking with 2. Like, he's still not representing lethal, but there's very few cards in his deck. Though I suppose there's probably an argument to be made for whether or not to play the forest. Playing the forest enables you to threaten for more damage this turn. But, I mean, they're both Hellbent. So, there's a chance that Chittering Rats gets replayed. In which case, holding the forest would lose him the game. Takes it on the chin. He has infinite mana. Is there a creature he... Well, I suppose the question whether or not he plays Crater Hoof is... Yeah, he's still dead. You'd have to have a haste effect. It looks like... Though I suppose, in theory, there is a chain of draws that enables him to win. Like, Elvish Visionary Visionary into... I don't really know what he's playing, but I know I would assume Visionary into Wirewood Symbiote probably helps get him maybe Aquarian Ranger in there too, so that he can get a bunch of things back to his hand to avoid the rack. Whether or not that is apparently he did not. So we will come back for game 3. Let's see. Is Remelios is playing Robin 88. Let's take a quick look here. Alright, so Remelios was our opponent that crushed us in round 2. And he's playing against, looks like Spirits, like a control deck. Gain 2 life. Whenever you cast a Spirit or Arcane spell, you may search your library for an aura card with an enchant creature, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you do so... Okay, so using it to get removals. Yeah, they're back. Alright, so we had turn 1, Lawnmower Elf, turn Thoughtseize, revealing Quirion Ranger, Elvish Visionary, Forest, taking the Green Sun Zenith. Well, the Green Suns was a powerful thing to remove. Like, I think you have to take the Green Suns. Does he have another Lawnmower Elf? Yeah, Drainpipe Vermin. Not the most impressive rat. Guess there's a decision to be made there whether or not you want to bounce the forest, but I don't think you can. Alright, 2. We getting the Archdruid here? The Priestess, alright. Why would... That seems odd. Well, I guess if your opponent's just gonna take it, but... Oh, I suppose technically if he has the Umbral Mantle, then it doesn't... he's better off getting him to kill the Drainpipe Bremen when he can't activate it. Like, obviously the best card for Mavis to play here would be like a Smallpox. Hampers land, hampers a number of elves. Bridge is... I don't think bridge really matters. Can't move it around. Alright, so attack with the elves. Just gonna keep threatening with lots of elves. Crypt Rat for 1 is probably going to be game. Well, it might not be game, but it's going to be pretty close. So I'm not sure if you want a Crypt Rat for 1 here. Yeah, I guess we're going to hit him now. So the rats take another one. But a good day to be a rat.